Are we working out? What's going on? I didn't know there was
Oh,
a whole procedure here today. What's going? Are
oh,
you okay? You feeling all right?
yeah, I'm okay. I'm just stretching out a little bit. It's a little chilly out here. Been bundled up out in parking lot duty. I'm a little stiff and sore from standing on cold pavement, and it's into the 9 weeks. Been doing like a lot of lugging papers back and forth and computers back and forth, grading stuff. So
Yeah. Well, it's
gotta stretch out a
definitely
little bit.
definitely good weather. I got the coffee tonight. Not don't have my normal energy drink just to keep keep it going. And yeah, I love this weather. It's welcome to autumn in Pennsylvania. My favorite time of year. It's good stuff.
Yeah, it is good campfire weather. That's the bonus.
Campfire weather. I was gonna say good football weather. I mean, just gonna throw it out there.
Yeah, it is great football weather. Speaking of football weather,
Angle it down.
New Brighton won. We're lion mode, baby. New Brighton won the Little Brown Jug. We beat our arch rival Beaver Falls this past weekend. Got the win. The school district I live in, Elwood City, they won against for the Rivel or Rivel Cup. They got that trophy. It was Rivals Week, and they're still undefeated. New Brighton can make a playoff run. So
All right.
Great week for high school football.
Yeah, no, good stuff. Yeah, I was on the sidelines. It was homecoming at my daughter's school, so I was on the sidelines and live tweeting the different things. I happened to be in pretty good positions for each of the different touchdowns happening, and yeah, it was the rival of where I used to coach and where I teach, going up against my daughter's school. So it was Red Lion versus Central York. So pretty good watching the game, as opposed to, I always like my seats better when I'm doing chain gangs on our home games, because you're more in the action and you know what's going on, and I just give coaching tips or official tips. Like, hey, that was a good caller. Ooh, I don't know, man. You got to check your glasses on that one. But yeah, a lot of that stuff going on. So yeah, good weather. And yeah, we spent forever, 8 girls and parents doing pictures for homecoming at our local tree farm here. So that's always an adventure. The whole life of a girl dad and going through it. You think I'd be so used to it by now that it's being the third, but yeah, no. Always interesting.
I usually stand out of the way. I'll take a couple shots I have on my phone, so I'm not beholden to others for sharing. But then I'm like, I'm good. I'll get out of the way. Let the moms take over.
Now, listen, I don't take good shots, but I had about 120. But of course, it's all the off shots and the times they didn't want the pictures to be taken, because that's the kind of dad I am. But now the big one is, hold on, it's a tech. We talk tech sometimes. So what's this new app that everybody's using? I was refusing to be a part of it for the longest time, because you just never know. Like every so often when a new app comes out, and like the one where it was like aging you, then it turned out it was like a Russian AI thing, and it was training their engine. So I'm always leery.
Yeah.
It's like Ollie Clip, whatever. You can like create an album and you share it out, then everybody can access to it and dump their pictures in, kind of a deal. So a friend of ours did it when my daughter had her engagement party and all that. And now here at the homecoming. So a lot of pictures, but yeah, my pictures are all the in-betweens, and the eyes are closed, or the looks on their faces are, cranky because dad's taking pictures. So it's crazy. It is. And my daughters prefer the iPhone over the Android. They're always like, that Samsung phone makes us look like cartoon characters. I'm like, well, you guys kind of are cartoons. I'm just throwing it out there. So anyway,
they have good taste.
Yeah, something like that. They're just sheep, Tom. Sheep. I'm telling you.
No.
But anyway, so a lot of good stuff going on. And school going well?
School's going well. We're rolling into, I think the end of the first 9 weeks is coming up here real soon. We just did for our Indigenous Peoples / Columbus Day in service yesterday. We did a session. We had some AI going on, AI meetings. We did some work with that. We had some time to work with another neighboring school district. They came over, shared some ideas, collaborated a bit. It was pretty good. And kicked back and didn't have to stand outside in the cold and dampness yesterday. It was dreary yesterday. And I've been fortunate. I've been ducking the rain on bus duty. I've only had a couple of days, but I had to break out the old raincoat, the long trench, because I'm like, it's coming. We're getting some morning rains. I'm like,
that's funny. Yeah.
It's that time.
That's hilarious. Yeah, it's I took a picture. I don't know if I even sent it to you, but I had to make my first Maple Donuts run First donut purchase. So I had about 3 mistakes in my one math class. So just had to maneuver the nurses. So the nurses all got their own whole donut. Thank you, Patty. I appreciate that. Yep. See, we got some Android fans, and but I had to get the nurses involved because we have about 3 kids, with diabetic needs and different allergies, and so they're maneuvering and figuring stuff out. So they all got to pick their own regular size donuts. So for helping me out, so that's always a way to keep everybody happy. But yeah, all the kids were happy. They loved it, and then there's leftover for bribery later for other kids. It's so but not the donuts, but the different donut holes. So all good stuff. But yeah, so school's rolling, things are going well, and I don't know, man. We're flying through October. It's hopefully you and your family have been thinking about your outfits for Halloween coming up. I was like, there should have been a Halloween show, but I think we're gonna have to do our leftover what we wore for Halloween for the next show because we had to be serious.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, as you could tell, I'm gonna get a little ahead of us, but wearing the glasses because that means we have some very smart people coming on. So I didn't want to. Well, the glasses won't go with my costume. Number one, number two, I'm trying to look smart for the guests. So
that's it. Fake it till you break it. I hear you. Yeah, man. Yeah. Man, twice, but two episodes in a row. We got to behave and make sure we're talking appropriately and properly.
Yes, and just with everything going on, you guys do the trimesters, so you're a good chunk in, but you still have a ways to go. How the kids adjusting to everything. I know you got a lot of changes going on in your school.
Yeah, no, it's we're going well. It's just things are flying. We had parent teacher conferences last week, so getting through a lot of that. Let's see, we have 115 on team. 96 parents in, 96 families in. So, hit almost every kid. We kind of hammer it and send home a lot of letters and stuff make sure. So a lot of that stuff. So today was my principal was just walking by and heard noise in my room and just popped at the door. She's like, "Oh, I'm just checking up." I said, "It's the post parent conference public service announcement time." And I'm going through all the different things of what was said or what wasn't said, or making the jokes that the parents made comments with her. Did they tell you about me telling them you do this? Yes, they told me, rolling their eyes. So we go through that whole deal just so they realize I really was there and talking to your parents and I took notes. So yeah, but going through all that. So yeah, a lot of stuff going and crazy stuff. But we're October. Is this the first, second, third, fourth, what Tuesday are we on?
Third
Tuesday. Third Tuesday. You're here. I'm here. Think it's time for
the PAECT Pod.
Let's roll it, brother. Welcome to the PAECT Pod, a show for educators by educators. PAECT, 100% volunteer-run organization. My name is Eric Verno. I am the president of PAECT, and my co-host, as always,
Dom Salvucci. I am vice president of PAECT.
And it's amazing to think this is episode 65. PD for the win. So amazing stuff.
That is going to be that's fantastic.
A long run. We haven't been canceled yet, right? That's the claim to fame.
Correct.
We haven't been canceled yet. We're still rolling. And a lot of great stuff coming. We got Pete and C coming up, a lot of podcast stuff rolling, pulling a lot of content creators together to do some stuff there. So a lot of exciting stuff. But listen, I don't want to delay this conversation much longer because, again, one of the reasons why we've been on so long is I think we're pretty good at picking people to come on the show and share and talk that are much more intelligent
Smarter,
than us, right?
Yes. And I already spilled the tea, even though I have a spill-proof container, that we had guests.
No. You did. What's that all about? You were just so excited.
I was excited. I mean, and people know, they see the glasses, they know guests. He's trying to show off.
It's like one of your tells at school. One of your tells at school when the kids are like, "What's up, Sal? What's going on? You got something going?" Yeah, you hold a secret about as well as your daughter does. Let's just be honest.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Well, listen, without further ado, so we're going to be talking to our PD committee because it's PD for the win. So if you're going to do PD for the win, you've got to have a committee of people to come talk about it. And I think first at the stage, we are going to be inviting a Miss Jen Tony. Let me pull up our credits here. Here we go.
Jen Tony.
All right. Look at that in the prominent position there, kicking it all off. Dr. Jen Tony, how are you doing?
Hi, guys. I am so wonderful. It's awesome to be here. Thank you so much.
All right. It's great to have you here. Yeah. Wait, she had an option. She had a choice. Did we tell her that? We didn't tell her that. We forgot to tell her that. Okay. That's
we've been looking forward to that.
She saw I was in her neck of the woods up in the Northwest region this past Saturday. So she figured she better show up, right? I get a little closer.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think the word was you were near, but didn't reach out to her. I think that's what I heard a little bit. So anyway, you guys figure that one out later. Anyway,
I was actually writing all day. I wouldn't have been able to go. I had a writing deadline that was long past, so it worked out. It was good. That's
funny. All right, so you got out of the woods on that one, Dom, as usual. All right, so Jen, we have you on tonight to talk about PD. I see in your bylines as PAECT Professional Development Committee Chair. Tell us, first of all, what is your day job? And then tell us how you are involved, how you got involved with PAECT. Go ahead and kick it off.
Yeah, so I currently teach third grade. I've been in the elementary setting for I think this is year 19. All different grades, K to 5, but second and third are my favorite. So that's my day job. And I got involved with PAECT right after KTI, class of 2019, and became a member, and then joined the Northwest Regional Board. And then this past year, when you put that call out, I said I was interested in the Professional Development Committee. And so I have been the chair since the start of your term, would have been 2024, so back in February. And we have an amazing team. We're small but mighty, I like to say. We have an amazing team of women who we are just rocking and rolling with all kinds of great professional development opportunities.
That's great. And you guys have been putting a lot of good programs out, a lot of activities, and that's greatly appreciated. And they're fantastic, interesting, informative.
Yeah. So you talk about it a little bit. I know even when you came in, the conversation and different people so to paint the picture for everybody. So PAECT being an organization that is a state affiliate of several national organizations, ISTE, now currently ASCD in the fold in there, AECT, the COSIN, a lot of the different organizations that work with higher ed, work with educators, work with tech directors. So it puts PAECT in Pennsylvania in a unique position. But one thing that's unique to Pennsylvania that other states don't have is we have a lot of IUs that spread the breadth of the Commonwealth, and they do handle a lot of the PD that's delivered to different schools. So we don't necessarily function like an NCCE out of the Northwest, TCEA out of the Texas area, FETC out of Florida. So we kind of function a little differently, but it's a fine balance. So when you're looking at that and thinking about the different things, how have you felt that has impacted what you've done, worked with your committee, the conversations you've had? What would you say about that?
So all of that has actually played into what we have developed into, because as we all started, a lot of us are brand new to the team. There are a few returning members who have been incredible and super helpful. We kind of looked at all of those pieces that you mentioned, and also looked at amazing things that all of our PAECT regions are already doing. So then we had a conversation and we started dreaming along with you. You had a great idea, and then we just took it and ran with it. And so one of our goals was then to give everybody in PAECT an opportunity, especially premium members, to have a more cohesive experience. So we didn't want to just start adding more programming, but we wanted to be really intentional and tap into what our organization is already doing, so that people, because we're all stretched really thin, want people to be able to participate in what is already happening. So we have been hosting some of our own events, and now we're shifting into something really amazing that we're really excited to talk about tonight, that is starting now, and it will roll hopefully for many years to come.
Oh man, look at that. She gives the information right to the point and then dangles the carrot. I like that. Just dangles that a little. That's how you tell third grade, right? You got to keep their attention. You got to dangle that carrot. Okay. All right. We got Pal watching. He sometimes acts like a third grader, so that's all right. Oh, speaking of him, there he is. All right. See, you dangled it just in time for him. Oh, I didn't even know that was coming down. That was perfect. My gosh. All right. So a lot of great stuff going on. We are going to ask you the most important question down the road. Superpowers. So keep that in mind. And I believe we have your team coming on as well. So we're going to be inviting them to the main stage. Again, let me sprint over to this. So, all right. So here we go. Oop, we got a little noise going. Oh, you know what? We got to switch over to the different layout. Here we go. It's been a while since we've had so many people on.
I know. And they brought the virtual M&Ms in from the green room.
Oh man, there it is. You're hiding Tony's face, Dom. What are you doing? Don't need to throw that at her. All right, we have a little feedback with one of the mics, so I don't know if it is Meredith's or not. Yeah, it might be a little bit. Do you think it is the fan that's going on up there? I don't know.
And I turned it off.
Oh.
I'll stay muted until.
Yeah, well, yeah. Now you sound great. All right, so Jen, why don't you go ahead and introduce, and then let them kind of share about what their day job is and what their roles are. But I'll let you go to take the lead on that.
Absolutely. So we also have members who couldn't be here tonight. So representing our committee tonight, we have Meredith Miller, Dr. Dana Lauer, and Jesse Marbury. And I'll let you each kind of jump in and share. Each one of the committee members is just incredible. We all sort of have roles, and we work together, as we get stuff done. Because like I said, all of us are super busy, and we want it to be the best that it can be for the organization.
I was going to say, before we do, I feel like dressing in costumes, what a lost opportunity. I didn't even think to mention it. Can I tell you, I have got a hot dog costume hanging in my closet that I would love to use. When I wore it to school, can I just tell you, there was such a, I brought the house down because it had stitched in it. There was relish. And do you know that people feel very strongly about whether or not relish goes on their hot dogs? I had no idea. So next time,
I would expect nothing less than the former KTI voice of the cart. So I'll throw that out there.
Yeah. Well, let me get started off with a brief hello. That's how I found PAECT. It was through KTI. So I was a KTI star in 2019, and then this wonderful love affair with teacher professional development kind of began there. And in 2022, they invited me back to be a lead learner. And at that point, I had become the secretary of our out-of-state region. If you don't know, PAECT has an out-of-state region. So if you are someone who is listening and was never living in the state of Pennsylvania, do you know you don't have to join PAECT? You can join us also. And I think that's what excites me the most about the Pioneer program, which is what we're here to chat about today, is that you don't have to be a resident of Pennsylvania to be a part of PAECT. And this is possibly something that might change your life for the better, particularly in professional development. I saw someone commented about PD. I mean, as teachers, you love a good session. No, you just love a good PD session. But I'm a former special educator and principal. I'm about 17 years in. And then I decided I was going to go work for National Geographic Learning. And now for the past couple of years, I've been building STEM courses and social studies courses. And I work explicitly in state adoptions. So what that means is, if you ever remember working with your curriculum developer, thinking, hey, what kind of curriculum do we want to buy for our school this year? Well, I'm in the seat of the publishers, helping to provide at least another option for schools to choose from when they enter into their purchasing phase. So we're busily creating courses, and it's the same too for our PAECT Pioneer program. And I know in a moment, Dr. Dana, she's going to tell us a little bit more about what that program looks like after she introduces herself. But thank you all for having us, Dom and Eric. You guys are the best.
We relish the moment to have you on, Jess. We relish the moment. Just don't sauerkraut on us. All right, who's next, Jen? Leading the line. Dad jokes are us. I'll mute.
Meredith, Meredith, go ahead.
Hi, thanks for having us on. I'm so excited to be here tonight. Like Jen, I'm also a third grade teacher. I joined PACT after my KTI experience. I'm a KTI star class of 2023. After that summer, I joined PACT, the Northeast board. So I'm a member on the Northeast board. And I also joined the PD committee at that same time. So when Jen started her role, I was new then too. And it's just been an amazing ride.
Awesome.
All right. And last but not least, go ahead, Dana.
Hi, everyone. Dana Lauer. I am part of the South Central region. And if any of you remember me from years and years and years ago, back from the Classrooms of the Future era, I used to do a lot around the state. And I'm a former high school social studies teacher from Central York. And I was in a position where everybody came to me all the time in my school, and I didn't have anyone to go to. And so when I left the classroom, it was because I actually went to my principal and I said, please help me to grow. I need to grow professionally. And I was finding more growth opportunities in virtual connections that I was making around the country. And in 2014, one of those connections out in Colorado, and I formed Project ARC. And so we do professional development really around the world, much of it virtually now. And I love the virtual piece so much way back from Classrooms from the Future, or Classrooms for the Future. Maybe it was the future too, but enjoyed that so much. And the technology piece of it, that I went back and got my doctorate in instructional systems design and technology. And my real focus and my real love, for those of you that know me, it is all about authentic project learning experiences. And that's kind of what I'm known for. Decided to really get reconnected with PAECT probably this time last year, and decided that I needed to do more back in Pennsylvania and reconnect and form some of those bonds that I remember having back in the CFF days. And so it's just been great, as part of the board for South Central, and then joining the professional development committee has been phenomenal, because going back to that time in the 2008 to 2010 era, when it was all about making connections across the state, I feel like I've reinvigorated that feeling being a part of this committee. And so working especially on this program that we're going to talk about tonight has just been fabulous.
That's awesome. Yeah. And then having you get more involved again, and then too bad you were out when my daughters came through the school. That's a bummer there, but yeah, better for everybody else. And then what's really cool is just, being around, seeing you at different events, presenting AI stuff, a lot of the, stuff here and there. So, which is really cool. And then hearing about all the stuff you're all doing. So phenomenal. All right. Back to Jen. All right. So where are we leading off here?
So I feel like this would be a great time to just start talking about the Pioneer program. Everybody's ready.
What's the Pioneer program, Jen? What are you talking about? What is that?
Well, let me give a little bit of backstory. So when we were thinking about this, we met with Eric, and we just started dreaming, like, what are some amazing things we could put together for PAECT that would allow us to, continue to grow, continue to connect, and would be a meaningful experience for everybody. And so Verno had some great thoughts, and we just kind of started rolling with it. And the name has times, but I'm happy to tell you that it is called the Pioneers Program, and it is a brand new opportunity for all PAECT Premium members. And this is the beta testing year. And so we will be experimenting together and learning together. And so if you want to, Dom, I don't know if you want to share the screen out, and
Yeah.
we're just kind of going to walk through it a little bit. Meredith, if you want to talk a little bit about just some of the things on our homepage, and then we can continue on from there.
Sure. So the homepage here, again, this is beta phase. We're just rolling this out. So you're going to see a lot of coming soon. There are things that we're still developing. It's very fluid still, but we're at a point right now that we feel this is ready to roll out and present to everybody, so you get a glimpse of what's to come. Right now on the screen, you can see the Pioneers program applications open, which has a link to a Google form. So if you are interested in applying to be part of the Pioneers program, you would click on that link, which would take you to a Google form. The program overview. So how it works, if you want to go back to the top there, the tab, there we go. The way it works, we consider this like a journey. So we have 3 modules that fit the pillars of PAECT, with the first 3 being to connect, lead, and advocate. I'm sorry, there's 4 there. Develop. There's 4 pillars. See, we've already caught one thing there. So the connect, each pillar has a badge associated with it, and we didn't want to necessarily define people to do X, Y, and Z to earn each badge. There is some flexibility there for you to do what works for you, because everybody's at a different starting point. So we want you to be able to fill in the parts that you need to help you grow and develop, to be able to develop all of these pillars, develop in all these pillars, I should say. Once those 4 pillars are completed, there's an elective module, which is worth additional points. And my favorite part, which is at the bottom, towards the bottom of the screen, includes monthly mentoring meeting. That's something that's, I think, is outstanding. Just being part of this professional development committee, being part of PAECT Northeast region, just having mentors across the state has definitely helped me to grow, break out of my shell a little bit. And that, I hope, would translate to others throughout the state who might be on the fence about, I'm not really sure if I'm ready to take the next step. That mentoring experience would be really great. Then at the bottom after that, we have the leadership experience, where you could lead a virtual event, submit a proposal, and get accepted and present at KTIC, which is our summer cyber program, or present at PAECT in 2026. And I don't want to speak too much here, but speaking of PAECT, we will also be presenting this program at PEAT in a poster session. So we'd be thrilled to speak and talk with anybody who happens to be walking by the poster session on Tuesday afternoon.
Is it okay if we talk for a moment about how the virtual sessions can be obtained? Because if everyone has an opportunity to take a look at the website, you see that under each pillar, there is a bullet point that says, hey, attend X session or attend Y session. And some sessions are, by their nature, in person, like PAECT is an in-person event. But you'll also see a bullet point there that says attend KTIC session. And you're like, what in the world is that? Well, this is where being a premium member really comes to play here, because as a premium member, you will have access to Otis. And Otis is a rather vast professional development platform that premium members receive with their membership. And inside the Otis platform, there are many professional development sessions, and many of them are created and produced by Otis themselves. And there is just a variety, too many to list right now, but it extends from innovation and technology to special education supports and services. They also offer other different types of micro badging, like, for example, understanding NGSS science standards, things of that nature. Also, there is a section where folks like us from your PD committee can upload our own sessions. And that is where you will find many of the virtual sessions brought to you by some of the faces that you know and love, including Dana, who's here with us. She's been a repeat presenter at Keystones Together in Cyberspace, which is what KTIC stands for. And a lot of the virtual sessions that are produced, not just in the summertime at KTIC, but also throughout the year from region to region, are also uploaded to this area in Otis. So you've got a lot of options here between in-person and virtual, particularly through Otis. And the great thing too about Otis is if you are an out-of-state region member like myself, you can receive your teacher preparation education credits regardless of what state you are from. Otis will submit that on your behalf. And that's something that can easily be reviewed before you take any virtual professional development sessions inside Otis, just to make sure all your ducks are in a row. And I can tell you they are for Florida, because that's where I am right now. But if you are someone who is in the state of Pennsylvania and you do not participate in an in-person event, you too can also receive your continuing teacher ed credit through Otis. We know that for a fact. So I just wanted to point that out if you're thinking to yourself, hey, I'd really like to do something virtually, but how does that work? And why is being a premium member, why would that matter? And that's exactly why it would matter. You have a vast array of options for you here to help you through the Pioneer program.
Jesse, I'm so glad you brought up Otis. Oh, sorry, Dom. Go ahead.
That's okay. I was just going to say, build on what Jesse said. The nice thing is, as a premium member, when you sign up for Otis, they ask for your PPID number.
Yep.
So that's taken care of automatically as you finish the sessions. There's nothing else you have to do. Otis takes care, submits the documentation, I believe, to PAECT, gets uploaded to PDE, and you get your Act 48 credits.
Yes, we will have a couple of events coming up that will springboard you into the Pioneers program, as well as becoming familiar with Otis. So please watch for those email blasts. One of the things as a professional development committee that we wanted to do, we wanted to give you some guidance with some playlists that we created in Otis in case you weren't sure which sessions would match the pillar badges. But also there is that flexibility there, like Meredith was saying, for you to choose your own virtual and in-person experiences. And I forgot to mention earlier, the overall goal of the Pioneers program is for us to strengthen our leadership skills. So the idea was, collect these badges and work on building up our own leadership skills. And then the culminating experience is then to go out and lead some professional development for the organization. And all of that is listed on the website. So that was really the overarching goal, connecting with each other and strengthening our own leadership skills.
And as Dom navigates to the resources tab there, and we can talk about the playlist in a moment, I did also want to mention the duration of the Pioneers program. So the duration, it is about a year long, a slightly less. And we chose that amount of time so everyone could work through the program at their own pace. So at first blush, it doesn't sound like it's an awful lot to take in some in-person events, take in some virtual professional development, and reflect on those activities. We also wanted to give space for everyone to meet together, virtually, of course, to do mentorship sessions. And that's something that the PD committee will also be offering every other month during the Pioneer program for folks who are participating in the program to come together and just share their reflections and share their learnings. And just to go off what Jen said, we really do want to connect our community members with resources that not just support their current projects, but really speak to their passion for education, particularly for technology and innovation in the classroom. We really want to empower our community members to be self-led. We really want to help them solve difficult problems in their practice and really be a resource for others. And what we are finding time and time again, while of course we, like we said, you love a good PD session. Who doesn't? You can't be a teacher and not love a good PD session. Really, the depth and value of learning comes when you can share it with your peers and help each other reflect and really deepen your practice. And you can reach out to other resources if, for example, you're experiencing a difficult challenge in your educational environment. Odds are there are folks either across the state or across the country who are experiencing very similar challenges, and you can derive a lot of help and support when perhaps maybe in your environment there isn't a lot of that, because you might just be similar to what Dana says. She just became the person everybody went to for help, and she's like, oh my gosh, who do I have to talk to that can help me out and help you? So I did want to bring that up. So thank you. Sorry, Meredith, I'll pass it over to you and you can talk about the playlist for Otis.
So the playlist for Otis, the amazing thing about Otis is it's a fluid resource. It's constantly being updated with programs from Otis, programs that we put in, as Jen mentioned earlier. So to start this off, we did come up with a playlist for each pillar, just to give like a springboard platform. So if people weren't sure, which types of sessions on Otis would fit each platform, would fit each pillar, we will provide that for you through our website. That doesn't mean that's all that there is. We are obviously open to other avenues, other insights that you might have, something that fits your personal, professional background better, that might fit each of the pillars. Again, I use that word fluid because that's what this is. We want this to be able to fit you personally and professionally in the best way.
And also, when we reflection sessions every other month, that's a really great opportunity to share the things that you are doing with other people in case they haven't necessarily worked on a specific pillar or had questions. And so that's a really great chance too, when we get together for those meetings, to share those opportunities with someone else, because they may not have seen those sessions maybe on Otis or things that are upcoming in the regions. And so that's a really nice opportunity to talk with each other about those as well. And I'm wondering, we're going to talk about the reflection piece. Dana's going to talk about that, but I wanted to mention too, Jesse mentioned that this is like a year-long journey. The plan is, for those of you listening to and watching the episode, applications are open. And the application deadline for the first round of the Pioneers program is December 1st. And we will notify you by the end of the year if you're accepted to the program. And then you have from January 1st through December 15th to complete all of your experiences. And then from there, we hope to get together in person at Pete and C the following year to have an awards ceremony. So I mentioned that earlier. Dana, if you want to explain or talk a little bit more about the reflection piece and how important that is, we would love to hear that.
Absolutely. When I introduced myself, I talked about the need to grow professionally. And I think that oftentimes we find ourselves as educators in this space and place where, yes, we love a good PD, but some of the PD that we get maybe isn't so great or isn't quite tailored to us. And as we've been developing this program, we really wanted to build the reflection into the process for you as learners and leaders, but also for us as a PD committee. So we're asking you to do a lot of deep reflection. So this isn't just a, hey, click on a couple of links and you take a quiz and you get a badge and pat yourself on the back and you get the hours. This is really intended to help you grow as a learner, to grow as a leader, to help you be able to share that knowledge that you gain through this program, and kind of pass that on, and to make those connections across the state, or to some of the other virtual partners that we can get in other states around the country that join in on this program. And so we want you to do that deep reflection. If any of you have ever done national board certification, it's kind of that theory in mind. What are you taking away from this process? What goals are you setting for yourselves? How can we as a PD committee help you to achieve those goals? And then also having that reflection for us as the committee. And in building out this reflection form, I went through the Kirkpatrick's 4 levels of training evaluation, because we also want to grow as a PD committee. We want this program to grow. And so this first year is kind of like this partnership of growth for those of you that are participating and those of us that are developing this process, so that this can continue to expand and continue to really feed into the needs of us as educators across the Commonwealth and beyond. And so don't expect that it's just going to be a badge and you're going to be done by putting in your hours. There is definitely some thinking that's going to have to occur, but you're going to walk away from it feeling that excitement in terms of PD that Jesse kept going back to a couple of times earlier in the program, because we don't want you to just go through the motions. We truly want you to grow from this process to help you to become better leaders within your own school community and really across the Commonwealth as well.
And within PAECT, I just keep thinking connection. If any of you went to KTI, the connection we all made at KTI, and reconnecting with the greater community. And that's one of the things I'm most excited about for, our get-togethers in person and online, and also our mentoring sessions where we get to come together and just share like what's working and what we've been inspired by through the program and all of the connections that we're going to make.
And you don't have to be a traditional leader right now in your practice or in your building to apply. I think it's very important, especially in our mentoring sessions, that we have a nice, healthy mix of folks who are early career, later in their career, who are functioning specifically only as a classroom teacher, or you're a teacher on a special assignment, or you are in special education, you're in all of those areas. So don't think, I'm not a principal, this isn't going to work out for me. It really will. And there's a lot to be said about leading precisely where you are, leading by your example, by being invested and curious about your students, invested and curious about your community, and always looking to improve and grow. So please don't be put off by what we say about leadership. You don't need to be a principal to join us, but you can be, and you should.
And really that leadership piece is more about becoming a leader in professional learning for you personally, for your students, and within your school community. So that, and honestly, I go back to those CFF days, which is probably predates many of you listening here, but going back to that piece where I think about that moment where I was asked to become a CFF teacher, and then all of a sudden, all these doors opened up for me professionally. And I had never really been much of a leader per se within what was happening in my school. And then all of a sudden, I am working with PDE, working with Shippensburg University, I'm presenting as a keynote speaker to hundreds and hundreds of people. And so it can start out very, very small. So when I say we want you to grow as learners and as leaders, it might be that little seed that's in you that you don't even know. And this is going to help you to really propel forward in that process.
And if you can't tell, the Professional Development Committee as a whole is I'll say this for myself, they are a very inspiring group to be in. And I always look forward to our professional development meetings together. And I hope you understand, for those of you who are considering applying and those of you who are going to be watching later or listening now, that these are the kinds of environments we are looking to build in the Pioneer program, in the experiences, both virtually, synchronously, asynchronously, in person, and during the mentorship time, that we are really trying to build and will build for you. So I hope you can get excited, because we sure are, aren't we?
I think
And
I feel like we've really poured our heart into this, and one of the things I'm most looking forward to are those elective experiences where everybody gets to select, those meetups in their regions and connecting or reconnecting in their regions and seeing how that, continues to grow and how we continue to inspire each other through those experiences too. Those elective ones don't necessarily have to be extremely academic, but they're going to propel us forward in the organization and through, to connect with each other too.
yeah, I want to circle back to, and you guys have done a really good job of emphasizing this point. When you say leadership, and they bring this up at the KTI Summit, a lot of KTI stars have moved up in administration and moved into different positions, but that doesn't necessarily mean that's what you're trying to do. By being a leader, you're there advocating for students, helping other teachers, and moving forward from that aspect, leading from the middle or leading from the classroom. And I like how, for the people that haven't been to Summit and might not be familiar with that, you guys are emphasizing that standpoint. It doesn't mean you have to change your job. It's changing your attitude and projecting your actions out to help others.
Don, I'm so glad you said that because I've been wanting to quote our Northwest Regional Director, my Tracy, who's also a lead learner. We've been talking a lot about leading from the middle, and that's exactly right. Sometimes it takes us a little bit of time to realize like we have the opportunity to advocate and develop on our own in our districts and across the state. And there are times that I don't even realize it. I'm like, oh man, this is a great advocacy opportunity, and it just sort of jumps out right where I am in the classroom and doing my thing, and then I'll administrator or from another colleague, and then we have a great conversation about it. So yeah, leading from the middle is exactly what we're emphasize here.
Yeah, this is awesome, exciting. Obviously, we could tell everybody's energy in the group, and the sweat, tears, the time you guys all put into this, and the heart is the most important part, right? And I think it makes me think back to going into education when somebody said, why do you want to be a teacher? And now it's a little different than, when you're getting it back then. We'll talk about how many moons ago, but to me, going through the different process, and not that you get this from your collegiate career going through, but I really truly felt as I was talking to different individuals and seeing them do different things, it's a profession where you have to work hard to become a dinosaur. It's possible, but you have to work hard to kind of sit back and not grow. But there's so many opportunities to grow, and there's so many ways that you're encouraged to grow. And I look at this whole program and the way it's pulled together. I will be applying. It doesn't matter what your position in life is or where you think you are. We always have room to grow, and I think that's just a beautiful thing about our profession. There's really no. People may look at different people and be like, oh, they've already arrived. But the people that are there are like, I'm not where I need to be. I need to keep going. You know what I mean? You hear that all the time from different individuals, but I think for all of us to come together. Oh, can you still hear me?
Yes.
All of us to come together. My internet sometimes just decides to flake out in podcast night. But so I just really believe in all of us coming together, having that opportunity, and just to learn from each other, to grow together, and just to do the best we can, because in the end, what do we say? It's for kids, right? And that's really our goal. We want to do the best we can, be the best we can for kids. Awesome stuff.
Yeah, I mean, and like Eric's saying, you talk to some of the people that we look up to as mentors, and they're still learning. It is a lifelong journey. I have more years behind me than I have ahead of me, and there's still so much to learn. We were talking yesterday. We had in service, and one of the teachers from a neighboring district was like, it's hard with things are changing so quickly. And I brought up, and this goes back to the CFF days. Dr. Lauer can emphasize and back me up on this, but you can't master the way technology is changing so quickly. You don't have time to master it before you roll it out. You can get a grasp of it and you can understand it, but you're never going to be 100% master of a technology before you roll it out, because by the time you get to that point, it's either going to be obsolete or changed. And it's a different mindset you have to have, as you're moving forward.
And I think too, what we'll find through having our Pioneers program is we'll also find the areas of Otis, our online professional development platform. We're going to find those areas where we think to ourselves, geez, I really wish that Otis had more of X on the platform so other people could work with X. And that's definitely on purpose. We really want people to find other opportunities and options to basically grow, not just themselves, but if you find something lacking in Otis, we want you to think about putting something up there. And that can be an easy leadership project to consider, and I love the idea about, it's hard to be a dinosaur. Maybe I should, you know what, maybe it's time to retire the hot dog costume. Maybe it's time for the dinosaur costume. But that's really the only way to become a dinosaur. Right. You're right, in this profession. I mean, that's it,
Yeah, you have to work hard. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this is awesome. So I think we're going to be pushing out information through PACT. One thing that popped into my mind, I'll throw this out there. Here's my question, because we're working on growing our student chapters. So has your committee talked about, would a pre-service teacher be able to be a part of the Pioneer program?
Yeah, absolutely. We've certainly talked about that at our meetings. And I think one of the things that excites us too is, would it be possible for some pre-service teachers to put professional development options on Otis also? Because we really do want our early career and seasoned teachers to kind of get that snapshot from people who are students and then coming into the profession so that they can better embolden their classrooms. So it's definitely something we've been talking about and we're very open to.
Sorry, I muted myself. My dog was going crazy. Dom, let's. Do we have a Bitly for the site? Because it looks a little might be a little easier if we have a Bitly.
I don't have a Bitly for it, but we have.
The site will be eventually added to the PAECT professional development site. Right. I actually have a meeting coming up soon. We will be getting that on there so that it's accessible. So right now, this is hot off the press. That is the site currently. It will be linked to the PAECT website though. And please watch for upcoming opportunities that are Otis specific experiences from the Professional Development Committee in the next couple of months. And that will help you propel, especially if you apply and get accepted to this program, that will help you get a lot of your requirements finished. You could start that early in the beginning of the year.
And I believe too, if people have questions, pd@pact.org is one that can be sent. And then we could also send to jen.tony@pact.org. And I believe, does everybody on the committee, I think, have a PACT email account? So we can do first name, last name at pact.org to message directly. Some people, if, Twitter X is what I call it, if you want to message there, Blue Sky, whatever the scenario is. But definitely reach out. And it seems to me like this crew is just excited, energized. And the more questions, the better things will become. And as they're working through that program, but I encourage everyone who's thinking about it, just put your app in. Let's do it. Let's crank this out. Let's have a good, first time through. I'm excited for the program. I know it started out with a conversation, but what you all have done to this is just, I could have done it by myself. B, what you've done was not even like you've blown it out of the water. It's phenomenal. Like from just even geeking out over the badges, I was like, holy moly. Like it just even the website, the way it's all laid out and how everything's all set up. Like it's awesome. It's PD, it's growth, it's community. I mean, it's everything we need. Like how many of us have had that moment of like, I've shared on the pod, like roll it into Pete and C and like tail between the legs, like I'm getting whipped this year, but like Pete and C is like that energy, right? That is like the kick that I need. Then roll back into my classroom and I roll and I'm like, I look around and I'm always like, I feel so like I guess I'll say sad, but like there's so many people that don't take advantage to going to Pete and C. Like I feel like, oh my gosh, it's a lifeline. If I didn't have that, and then to have the KTI crew and the ability to connect with them throughout, like there's just so many moments that are huge. So the fact that you're building it right into it, just amazing. So I am super excited, just super impressed, super thankful. You all are just rock stars. Just truly appreciate everything that you're doing, and so looking forward to this being cranked out.
Okay,
And
so
we'll
we'll
be
just threw
giving
the
Dom-
Bitly up on the screen.
We're going to give Dom a session on how to make really nice Bitleys. I'll work on that one
Okay.
post.
This was creating my account and running with it right now. I mean, it's just basic, but
there you go.
For now.
So for those of you doing the dog walk, it is bit.ly/3 capital N lowercase SZB 5 capital D. So bit.ly/3N SZB 5D. The N and the D are capitalized. All right, good stuff, Dom. I got to give you a hard time, buddy.
And
that's how we roll.
And for those of you that, because I knew you were going to do that, for those of you that watch football and are fans of Kansas City, that was the play that put Miami in the hole they couldn't recover from last year's playoffs.
Brother, I'm just happy you didn't put bit.ly/Yinzer, okay? I'm happy you didn't do that one, all right? We're good. We're good. It could have been worse. All right, ladies. So thank you so much. Truly appreciate you. Is there any? Oh, wait, Dom. You got the most important part. Oh, I'm just going to stop talking, Dom. Go ahead. Kick it in. Go.
We have, first off, I wasn't doing the puns. So I'm just going to shake that off and move on.
All right.
We always ask our guests two very important questions, and we'll start up at the top with Jess and work our way across, and then we'll go reverse order on the way back. But we have an idea as to what your real life superpowers are, because you've sat here and gone over all this information with us and you put a lot of effort in. But we're going to start with you, Jess. What is your real life superpower?
I just really love being with people, being with people and new ideas.
It's an excellent power. Jen?
He delayed that one. Connection. All right, we're in. Who's up? Jen. Right.
So when I was thinking about this, I think mine is just like the way that I focus on service and education. And I didn't really realize it until like this past year. My husband was like, "Oh, you have another meeting." He's gotten to be really good at Switch Golf. He has every outfit you can collect on Switch Golf. And I said, "I think I have a night off from education meetings tomorrow night." And he's like, "Oh, well, I have a Switch tea time, so you're going to have to wait." So I just think my superpower is like educational service, a lot in Pennsylvania, and I'm starting to branch out a little bit more to like national things. And it's just so joyful to like connect with other educators and lead from the middle and share experiences from the classroom.
That's great. Meredith?
This was a tough one. I had to like do a quick Google search because this made me nervous. But I was looking through some of them, and the one that really stood out was just empathy. Having empathy. I feel like I'm a good listener, and just taking it all in and making next steps from that, making connections by being a good listener.
Very good one. Dr. Lauer.
All right, I'm going totally off script here. I'm not doing touchy-feely good stuff. My superpower is to plan amazing international trips for next to nothing. So over Thanksgiving, we are going to Greece for 8 days, and it's costing me less than it would cost you to go to OCMD for a long weekend in the summer.
All right. Wow.
Nice. So we wrapped up. You know, this section is all about the superpower. That one goes out to Missy now too. If you could have any superpower, comic book, movie universes, sci-fi, not even invented yet, what would it be?
All right, we going in reverse order with me.
We'll go with you, Dana.
So again, not maybe something people would think of, but I really want the superpower of being a productive person in the morning. You know, before 9 a.m., it's bad. It's really, really bad.
Is that with coffee or without coffee?
It doesn't matter. It does not matter. Before 9 a.m., but the productivity strikes me at like 11:30 at night. My first book, I wrote it from 10 p.m. till 2 a.m. in 6 weeks, but it was like, that was my productive hour. Morning, forget it. I want that superpower.
Okay.
Nice.
All right, I got to say, mine would definitely be the Incredible Hulk. What can I tell you? I know. Going a little off book also here. I really have trouble opening jars. And can you imagine? Nothing in this world will be close to me. So yeah, I'd have to go. I'd have to Hulk out for sure. For sure. I'd be a riot. I'd be a riot at staff meetings.
A lot of broken glass. All right, Meredith.
I'm going more sci-fi, time travel. I think that would be an awesome thing if it were ever to come to fruition. Back to the Future. Yeah, I think that would be a really cool superpower to have.
Nice. I like the reference too. So I was going to ask
Yeah.
you, would it be like a time machine, a TARDIS,
A DeLorean for sure.
DeLorean?
Oh, there you go. Yes. Yeah. All right. The original, like, are you gonna need like you're gonna need the was it what? Why am I blanking?
The lightning.
The flux capacitor.
The flux capacitor,
yeah.
or are you,
Yeah.
or is it gonna be the food processor that he dumps
Oh,
in,
right.
or
Yeah, with the time coming back. Yeah.
all right, Jen, where are we at?
Then you're up.
Mine's also time related. I would be a time bender. Like, I want that little necklace that Hermione has, so that I can like be in 5 places at once. Like, I can be playing Switch golf, and I can also be in 3 different meetings at the same time. So I would absolutely love that ability. It'd just be incredible.
That's awesome.
That's nice.
Some
Missy
good-
wanted to
good
jump in on
conclusions
this, and she said her
Oh.
superpower is being able to put up with my jokes and Eric's jokes without laughing too hard. I believe I only pull the joke up on the screen here, and I was close. I paraphrased it.
Why you got to throw me in the mix? I think that was only you.
Well, because
That's
I need someone. I need some deflection.
That's it. She's going for the cloning. All right. Okay. Yeah. The world would not be a good spot if they can clone Verno. Just
All
throwing
right,
it out
hold
there.
on, Dom, Eric, we got to hear from you. Come on, man.
You listen.
Well,
The
they
last time
have-
we had you on, you turned this on us. We got it recorded.
good.
It's on YouTube.
Yes.
This
You have to
is
go back
out
to
of the Jess
archives.
Barbary playbook. Girl,
Every time.
every
Every
time.
time.
Yeah, this time. See, thank you,
I
Missy.
like the
She's
time
sticking up for me.
I'll go the time manipulation, but you got to check it out. I've also put like all the phobias and fears I have over the past, like, you know, different people's different superpowers. But
Yep.
yeah, the
Good
time
stuff.
manipulation is the one for me.
You just gotta be careful with that. Just not make it like click. It's not good. Not good.
Yeah.
Don't use a controller. Good stuff. Well, listen, thank you all so much for taking time to be here. Brendan wants to teleport, and just don't get stuck like Mike TV. Okay, don't get stuck like Mike TV, pal. Watch the movie, the original Charlie Chocolate Factory. If you don't know what I'm talking about. All right, you gotta listen. It's the generational thing. We got to make sure we tell them where to find the information where these bad jokes come from. So thank you all so much for being here. Thank you for your service to PACT, to educators, to the kids, because that's what it's all about in the end. And truly, just your vision, your just everything you're doing is just awesome. So looking forward
thank you,
to
guys.
this great the Pioneer program. And what did we call it? Did you say the beta? This is the beta.
Definitely
Yeah?
beta. It's beta. Yes.
All right. Okay. The beta group it is. So get your applications in. More information will be coming out. And then look forward in the coming, when the email comes out, we'll have everything all updated on the website and be ready to roll with that. So do we have what's the open, you said applications are open now and they're closing when?
December 1st.
December 1st. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I got to write it down. All right. Awesome. Thank you so much. Truly appreciate it. All right.
Thank
So
you,
we're going to
guys.
send you back.
Night,
Send you
ladies.
to the back. If you all need to roll, you're more than welcome to. All right. Here we go. Boom, boom. All right, man. Great stuff. A lot of good stuff discussed. I'm so excited for that program. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be neat.
Yeah.
Really is.
Now, if I just got a text, the Bitly might be hanging up, so we will check on that, and I'll definitely put the links in the description.
All right. Well, Missy's already going to have a conference with you about that, so that's okay. She'll take care of that. So we'll work on that.
You know, I have to focus. It's going to be either all about the Bitly, or all about the puns. It's got to be one or the other.
Yeah, the CFF they had nothing on Bitly, so you didn't learn it there. That's the problem.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
I remember those days.
Yeah, man, that's good stuff. Yeah, so let's just quickly run through. Let me share my screen here. Let's get some PAECT activities going. So first get that set. Boom, 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 boom. All right. So let me fix the screen here. All right. So we've got the month coming up. All right. So October, we're kicked off. The book study happened prior to us meeting. And then, of course, our pod. We had the KTI chat rolling. The tech tips, tasty tips already did occur. All right. So here we go. Now let me get to the current week we're at. I did see a lot of posts about the portfolios. Let's make them less spooky. I believe Brendan, who's kind of watching, I saw a couple of his posts and stuff. I hear that went well. Again, book study was earlier tonight. We got our board meeting tomorrow, and we got STEMtober at 717 Make. So that is on my list of places to make. Hopefully the week works out for me. And then Pumpkin PD. And I know I wasn't able to make it last year, and there was a pumpkin made with my name in it. So I guess I have to show up this year. So to make one of my own. And then we've got Breaking Barriers with Clear Touch. So this is awesome. I am excited about this just because, just to put it like real easily, I do see a lot of our other ISTE affiliates that we work with doing a lot with their different partners. Clear Touch has been an amazing partner. So they're working there. So it's join us for a virtual event with Clear Touch and discover innovative ways to engage your students. So, I think it's going to be, really good. I know they've done some different presentations with some other organizations, and I would truly hope that our members would show up, ask the questions, do the different things there and hear what they have to say. And again, just to also do it to just share the appreciation of them partnering with PAECT. So a little personal plug there. Hopefully a lot of our members are able to make that event. So looking forward to Chelsea sharing about breaking the barriers. So yeah, awesome stuff there. So I saw that on the calendar. I'm like, oh, that's exciting. All right. And then finishing out the month with our book study and then get ready. Gosh, November around the corner. Oh man. Okay. So Digisit legit virtual workshop. We've got Advocacy Amplified and the science behind Pixar. Oh man. Love me some Pixar. So a lot of good stuff. And then there's a post meetup going on there. So a lot of cool stuff in the early. All right. Very good. Let me switch over to our Glide show. I did not have this preloaded.
So you can find all of this at paect.org and scroll down to the bottom. You have the calendar of events there. Scroll through that, check things out. Or you can go to the Bitly with the cool address.
There you go. Yeah, that's how it's done, Dom. bit.ly / all caps PAECTE lowercase vents VENTS. So as we scroll through our Glide show, our October events, we got the October 1st, we got the portfolios that just happened, we got our book studies, the STEMtober 717 Make, in South Central, the Pumpkin PD. All right, so everything there, nothing different than the calendar. And just to give a quick glance, so the Digisit legit, so that's Voom. Voom. It's a Zoom session by Northeast. We got the advocacy presentation going, and then the science of the Pixar's Northwest and Southwest. Oh, up in your neck of the woods. Okay.
Yep.
All right. And then thankful for EdTech Tool Carnival virtual event. All right. South Central. I didn't type it, but that looks like a typo Verna would make. All right. So we got a lot of good stuff rolling. So just, just as we're, outlining our event tonight, so many cool things happening with PAECT. So not only can you check the website, go to the Bitly, you can check us the Facebook. I know Melissa Krenzer has been putting out a lot of our different materials, our different handouts and things. So feel free to hop onto the Facebook page. If you're not a member, just go ahead and join. It's open for all people to join. And again, pre-service, in-service. All right. We even have some retired teachers coming to hang out doing something. We've seen some scary old guy popping around this year. So I've seen him at a couple events. So it's always good to see some of our former leadership still staying current. So good stuff.
And if you have questions, reach out to any of the regional directors. They're listed on the website. you reach out to Eric or myself. Or, our emails are posted on the website. So just reach out through social media, email, however you can, and we will get the answers to your questions if we don't have them ourselves.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, listen, it has been an amazing hour and 10 minutes of conversation. A lot of great stuff learned and shared, and it truly is. So, PAECT,
We are
the voice of EdTech and PA.
and beyond.
Let's thank our sponsors.
PAECT would like to say thank you to all of our sponsors.
Venture sponsor, EduSpire, corporate council members, ClassLink, ClearTouch,
Thank you to our gold sponsors.
Howard Technology Solutions, and Teachers First.
We at PAECT truly appreciate your support. Thank you once again.